May happens to be Foster Care Awareness Month, and we want to shine a light on the 400,000 plus children in the U.S. foster care system. Our next guest happened to be one of them. David Ambroz survived foster care, went on to college, earned a law degree, and now is using his voice as a national poverty and child welfare expert and advocate. He shares a glimpse of his personal experience in his best-selling book, A Place Called Home, a memoir. And David is with me right now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
This is great. I know that the president of First Star, Lindsay, who I absolutely love, recommended that I talk with you, and I'm so honored that you're able to come on Morning in America. The first thing I have to ask you, though, is in reading about your story, you placed yourself and your brothers and sisters in foster care. A lot of people watching may not know that that happens. How does that work?
Well, for each individual, it is going to be unique. I was born homeless in New York City, living under Grand Central, living in the parks, bathing at public restrooms with my mom and two siblings. And my normal from the moment of my earliest memory was just living on the streets and begging. And it was violent. And so by the time I was about 12, my siblings and I realized that my mom's mental health issues and her violence and her neglect really could kill us, and it had almost done so. So we started talking to teachers and the DARE officer and anyone who would listen until finally we got the attention we needed. So really for each child, it's going to be a unique journey into the system. For my family, it was through the intervention of a DARE officer, and then ultimately because of a traffic judge that placed my siblings and I into foster care for the next couple of years of my life.
Where do you think you, at such a young age, had the wherewithal to know there was a better way? I mean, I don't think a lot of people think about children being born into homelessness. They think about people who end up on the streets through, different scenarios. They become addicted to drugs, they run away from home. But to be born on the streets and then to have the courage or just the sense to say, I got to live a different life. Where do you think that came from?
Well, I truly believe that the American public and the American people are good. You see it every time there's a disaster. People initially just really want to help. That is always there. And where it came from within me is a reflection of that spirit. Today, there are 8.4 million American children living in poverty. 8.4 million. We have not heard the words child poverty in a presidential debate since 1999. We can do better. And I believe that my kind of internal spark and passion and resistance to being snuffed out by the benign and not so benign neglect really is a reflection of kind of where I was born. And then also my mom. My mom is a highly educated woman with a progressive mental health issue. And mental health in our country is a four-letter word. We don't want to address it. There's shame associated with it. And so it's really important that we do address it, because people like my mom with children and families deserve our care. If she had a cancer, if she had a heart disease, we would pick a color, rally, and march. But with mental health, there's so much shame associated with it. And the unfortunate truth of that is these folks have families. These folks have value. And my family devolved and almost disappeared. So without my mom and the spark that she lit in her three children, all of whom have advanced degrees, I would not be here talking to you.
I just think it's something that I'm personally passionate about. I know people in my family have struggled with mental illness. I think there's a lot of stigma around it because there are so many of us who have had a history with that disease of mental illness, and so many people don't find the answer. So it's up to those of us who have found some light to really show others the way. I know that you have a nonprofit called Foster More. We only have about 30 seconds. Can you tell people how they can find out more about that?
Absolutely. Fostermore.org. The idea of Foster More is all of us can do something, from donating your small talk all the way up to becoming a foster parent and everything in between. So next time someone asks you about your salad, your lunch, your weekend, what you're up to, talk about children, maybe foster children, add a fun fact or something interesting. And then from there, you can go even further in your commitment. Fostermore.org is a portal that'll take you in a way to get hyper-locally active in your community to help children like me and my brother and my sister. The children need us to not think we can't help, but how can we help? So I ask people, check out fostermore.org to see what you can do to help kids like me and 8.4 million kids in the country and the 400,000 foster kids that need us to care.
I love it. I absolutely love it. I applaud you for your work. David Ambroz, A Place Called Home, a memoir, is available now. Thank you again. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.